Sky, we're delighted to have you here, and I've just been thinking these last few days about the amazing adventure of my life. And here I am 84 years old, and I know when I got to be 80, I suddenly was aware of the fact that I wouldn't live forever. Most of you young people, why, you don't think about death, but when you think about that, that brings into picture everything. At least it has in my life. I think from my very childhood, I was always more curious than most about getting answers to the ultimate questions of life. What is life all about? Why are we here? What about the cosmos? And now in recent years, we've expanded our knowledge so much. Our telescopes have reached out light years distance. We find that there's not only other planets like ours, there must be thousands, millions of them. And we can't imagine that they're all out there and there's nobody living on them. And on the other hand, when we probe the sky, and I've talked with the people out in California that had their radio telescopes that have been searching for some message from space, and there's nothing. It seems like we're all alone, and still there must be more. And then, of course, there are the many, many different religions we have on our planet. And before I go into that, I want to mention one thing. I was founder of Earthday, and I believe the two items that can do the most for people and planet are the celebration of Earthday on nature's great event, the March equinox, and the adoption of the Earth Trustee idea. If people all over the world got excited about the fact that we have an amazing planet, and we know that there are the natural resources, we have everything from gold to oil, we have all kind of life. We're just beginning to understand the extent of it, even in the depths of the sea. And this nugget of value out here in space has people on it, and they're the ones that are now deciding its future. With our new technology, with internet, and with the international web, and so many different things, we can talk instantly to people all over the world. It's mind-boggling. Most people are again wondering, what's life all about? Well, now, before we go into that, though, again, I want to bring out the fact that there are two ways of looking at this. There is the physical planet with all of its wealth, and then there is the world of mind and spirit. So the average person wondering about all of this, and then they go to church and they're told about heaven and about Jesus. And as I say that, I want to come out front here with the fact that while I still recognize that my Christian belief is just an hypothesis, it's we have a new word that is very useful in trying to understand these things, and this is from our digital age. It's called the icon. You go to your computer and you see a little picture of something, and you click onto it because it symbolizes a lot more. Well, there's two ways of thinking about Jesus, the story of the manger and of his death and ascension and all the rest. We can view it as a myth, which has beautiful symbolism, and on the other hand, we know that many times the myths from the past were based on a true story. So whether you think of it as a true story or as a symbolic story, there's no question but what the idea of Jesus and his love and his forgiveness and his compassion and his revelation of a supreme being that was like a heavenly Father. This has guided people through the centuries that have been responsible for the best things right here on planet Earth. In fact, I would say to those who are zealous for their religion, the best way to prove and its value is to demonstrate it in your actions by taking action that will eliminate pollution and poverty and bring justice into our human society. Actually, I've talked with great experts who have confirmed that with the present wealth of knowledge and the materials that we have today, there's no excuse for poverty. And here we find one person having billions of dollars and millions of people not even making $10 a day. Some places not even $1 a day. And there's actual hunger and deprivation. There's so many people that can't find any meaning in their life because it's so miserable. And there's no excuse for that. If the people who care and who know would come together as trustees of Earth, this next millennium could be an Earth trustee millennium. And all over the world we would see the rejuvenation of Earth. And we would see opportunity for a child, for a babe in a mother's arms to grow up and enjoy this wonderful life and learn about great music and a great art and see the good things of life and have relationships of friendship and of love that would enrich their life. And then who knows what will be beyond this life. Again, I've talked with many Nobel laureates. We have 33 Nobel laureates as sponsors of Earthday. And the brightest people, the more they learn, the more mystery. And here at this time of the winter solstice, the last solstice before the new millennium, reminding us in early history how people reaching out for love, for God, they were afraid that the light would disappear and there would just be darkness. And then on this wonderful occasion, the days would start getting longer and there would be the renewal of life. Isaac Asimov, who was one of our Earth Day sponsors, said that on Earth Day at the United Nations, we ring the peace bell the moment spring begins. And he said this is such a beautiful symbol of what life is all about, because spring is the moment of renewal. And this is the renewal of life, and the human family needs renewal. They need rejuvenation. And anyone who hears my words, make a decision right now that you're going to be a trustee of Earth. And whether it's seeking through your Christian walk or through your belief to be fair and just, or whether it's going out and planting a tree or cleaning up in your neighborhood or helping someone who has been impoverished or is crippled or is blind or is in trouble, the more we can spread the compassion that was demonstrated so beautifully by Jesus and his followers and by other people. I don't want to leave out the Hindus and the Buddhists and the Muslims and the Jews who have reached out in this mystery to find something that they could hold within and that would deepen their relationships with people and places around them. Let's do all we can to make the new millennium an Earth Trustee millennium. And when March 20 comes around and we celebrate Earth Day all over the planet, when we ring the peace bell at the United Nations, here in New York and in Vienna and in Japan and in other places, maybe bells will ring all over the world. And your children will grow up in a new future that offers promise and hope. God bless you all.